Hey guys, it is me, Mark Massett, and we're back with another episode of Mark Massett, and then from next door, you have me, Mark.
And me, Alison Monroe.
And we've got John in the back there, doing all things mechanical and technical. Digital. So today we were supposed to do a subject on families, but we've been drinking. We went to the pub, we've had a few drinks, but we really wanted to do a podcast today. So let the subject be about alcohol and parties. All things party.
Let's do it.
Love a drink.
So do I.
We've done a lot of our videos, Brenda, about parties and how much we drink, and you know, it is a lot of fun in it when we go out.
We have a fun.
It is. It's like till the end. I'm the last one standing usually because I never want to go home.
Never.
But we've got our gins. We've got these little like ice cube things that you. I don't know.
They don't do anything.
No, they don't really do anything.
It's not colder. It's just these little rocks in my drink.
Oh, before we get going, Alison, what's your drink of choice?
Oh, I like a pink or a fruity gin.
That wasn't the answer. What we've been doing? What's your drink of choice?
What we've been doing? We've been drinking gin.
Negroni. Dickhead.
Negroni.
No, you're supposed to do it in the mic.
Negroni spagliata with prosecco.
Oh, stunning! Yeah. But real up. Like, what is your drink of choice?
No, I'd like gin and lemonade. So I like a pink gin, fruity gin. I like Whitley and Neil gin with a lemonade.
Okay.
I don't like it with tonic that much. I'm more of a sweet toothed girl. So, what about you?
Me, I will drink wine. I'm a wino.
You like a red wine, don't you?
I like a red wine in winter. In summer, it's got to be red. I can't.
You just said winter red and in summer red. I just like red.
I like reds, but I will drink a white. In summer, I drink white wine. In winter, I will drink a red.
I try and make you drink rosé in the summer sometimes.
I hate rosé.
Oh, but it's just so nice.
I drink rosé if there's nothing left to drink.
Well, there was a time when me and you went out and I said, there was a rosé called White Grenache. And you thought it was white. And I was like,
Grenache or Grenache?
Grenache, I think, maybe. I don't know.
It's a Grenache.
Grenache. And then you thought it was a white wine. And then when they brought it to the table, it was rosé.
And it was sweet as anything.
I loved it.
It was like treacle.
Gallo, White Grenache.
It was mink.
That's my to-go-to wine. And
yeah.
Prosecco.
I like a bit of Prosecco.
And a bit of Cava. I prefer Cava to Prosecco. I do.
Yeah. I think some of the most interesting things happen when we've had a drink as well. Like, obviously, your guard is down. You're talking a load of bullshit. But have you ever been out when you've not been drinking? You've never done dry January, have you?
No. But to be fair, I don't drink a lot.
Right.
So I'll drink when I'm with you, but I don't, like, on an evening, I don't bring home a bottle of wine.
You don't go home and have that, I'll crack this open and finish this bad boy.
Honestly, I really wish I liked red wine. It doesn't agree with me. It just gives me a headache. So, but I like the whole feeling of bringing home a bottle of red.
Yeah.
After a long day and have a bottle of red and just chilling out. But
You're not that girl?
I'm not that girl, and I wish I was.
I think I used to be like, I'll go home, especially.
You used to be that girl.
I was that girl. I used to go home and I used to like crack open a bottle and just drink. But do you know one thing I've noticed as I'm getting older is my hangovers last so long now that I just don't think I can do it anymore.
No.
Like I had a dry January, and then obviously February comes. I'm like, yeah, let's crack open a bottle of whatever. But I'm thinking now, is it going to be worth it? Is it worth it?
No, because it is worth it at the time when you're feeling amazing.
Yeah.
And the next day and the day after and the day after.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel
It takes
down
me about 3 hours to recover. 3 hours. 3 days to recover from a good night out.
What's your best hangover cure?
Eggs.
Eggs.
Like fried egg. Anything fried.
I was about to say, just
Like
pure
fried egg,
eggs.
beans on toast. Or a fry up.
Yeah, fry up.
Anything that slithers down your throat.
I-
Easy peasy.
I need a McDonald's, I think, in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I need McDonald's. I need Coca-Cola.
Oh, you have what you say there, darling.
Shut up. So yeah, bottle of Coke and just stay in bed all day and watch shit.
You see, that's the thing I don't like about hangovers, that you just waste a day.
I know, but sometimes it's a day wasted, but it's a nice day wasted, especially if you're with like a loved one or something. You're still hanging out, napping, all of a sudden waking up in bed and you're still comfy.
Yeah.
I like that. I do like that.
The thing is with me is, though, I don't have an off button. I can go and go and go. And then I wonder why I feel so shit the next day.
It's the man
John will tell you, we've been out before. And yeah. If we're in a gay bar, I'm literally toilet plunging people's faces with my mouth. You look fine. I want to kiss you. But
you get besotted with one particular person of the night.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I want to be with him. I'm gonna marry him. I want to be with him forever. That's if I'm like proper pissed though. I think when we did Pissed Again, we were actually getting pissed.
That was your one when you moved to Manchester, wasn't it? That was one of your videos.
No, we did Pissed Again in my old flat in London Fields.
Is that not the one where you're like, stand up, stand up?
Pissed Again, the Christmas one.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
I'm thinking of the one where you were in Manchester and you were in that group.
Oh, so no. So, yeah, I was living in Manchester when I did that. And we did that at the Nag's Head. And we used, it wasn't Beautiful South, but it was the guy from the Beautiful South. Caravan of Love, stand up, stand up, stand up. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I got a load of people. So what I did, I put an advert out for, it was on my page that anyone wants to be an extra in this video. And people turned up, but not as many as what I thought. A lot of people actually cancelled, which I was a bit disappointed.
Rude.
I don't know. Do you know where I am? Joke. But I wasn't drinking on that day because I was so aware, because we didn't have, I don't know who was filming for me that day, but it was no one who was a cameraman.
Not as good as our John, eh?
I think it was my little brother. I'm thinking it was my little brother. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, it turned out really well. But we do talk a lot about alcohol, and I am out all the time. I love a party. So does Brenda. So that's why I sort of incorporate the two. I've got wind, guys. Sorry, I keep burping. Excusez-moi.
Every episode now has a Mark burp.
You need a burp.
It's like a
called a
little
barb.
trademark.
Mark and burp. It's barb. You got to barb that shit.
Yeah, girl. Merp that up.
No, I like barb. But like when we go out, we party. What's the most drunkest you've ever been?
Oh, to the point where I can't remember it. Probably. There's been times where I've drank in, say, Brixton. I remember falling asleep in a bush once.
What?
That was probably up in East London. I fell and then I couldn't get up, and my friends woke me up in the bush. But I've been drunk to the point where I think I'm like Billy Big Bollocks sometimes, and I'll be like telling people, like there was one guy in Waterloo, he thought he was Big Bollocks and he was standing by a lake. And he pissed me off or something, and I pushed him and he fell in the lake, but then I felt so bad after.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but he was a weirdo. It wasn't like I was a bully and was just pushing him in.
How old was you?
Probably under 18.
Okay.
Most of my fun times of my life was under 18.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
From, I would say, between the ages of 14 and 18, I had a lot of fun.
Is that period where you're not supposed to be drinking?
Yeah, basically, when I should have been at home and everything. But I used to...
Underage sex.
No, it wasn't even... I didn't even care about boys then. It was just more like going out and drinking with my friends.
Yeah.
So I was quite late to the party with all like sex and relationships and everything. It was more like going out
Right.
and drinking and doing naughty stuff. Like, so... But yeah, I had a lot of fun. And when I got to uni, I felt like I'd done all of it. So when people had just moved to London, because I stayed in university in London because I didn't want to leave London, I just went to another part. I went to West London.
Yeah.
But a lot of people had come from like the middle of nowhere and came to London. It was like their first experience of everything. And I just felt, I've done this now.
Yeah.
I don't really need to do it anymore.
I think when I first started getting, well, obviously at 18, I was a very young looking 18-year-old. So I had to take ID everywhere. So I didn't really drink as much. It wasn't until I got into my 20s that I got into sort of like bars and clubs and stuff like that. So I drank quite a lot and used to go out partying quite a lot. But I think the most drunkest I've ever been was... it was so weird because we were out having a bit of a day drink and all I remember was being in this bar and that was it. I think I was there for an hour and I'd not eaten. So the worst thing you could have done. And I woke up in a colleague's bed and I called in sick that day as well because I could feel like, I felt like I just felt it. You know what I mean? There was talks of me being in a shopping trolley, being pushed like around up and down Canal Street. It so embarrassing. I think I had most of my drunken times in Manchester.
Do you get a lot of beer fear from waking up to that?
Now, not so much because I know what the fear is. Did you know that when you wake up in the morning, you have the fear? It's your serotonin slowly coming back, and it creates the same feeling of being scared. So it's actually not something that you've done. It's actually your body. This is what I've heard. So if people are going to correct me,
depends what kind of person you are. If you're a very loud, outspoken person, it's probably the fear from
like
your
you
mouth
made.
Well, I've got a friend called Harley, and sometimes, most of the time, she wakes up with beer fear. No matter where she's been or what she's done, she wakes up with a bit of beer fear.
Is she loud?
Yeah.
Is she?
And especially when she's had a bit to drink as well, she can be over opinionated.
Really?
But I can wake up and I don't really get it. I just think, oh, if I've done it, I've done it. I can't really change the past. And you know that I'm drunk. If I've had an argument with someone, 9 times out of 10, it's just a drunken argument.
I say you are more of an emotional drunk. You can have like these moments when 1 minute you're fine and next you're like, oh,
I'm gonna cry. Because some alcohols can just trigger me.
Yeah.
Well, normally, when you drink gin, it's apparently mother's ruin. So that's supposed to make you cry. But I don't. Gin doesn't make me cry. It's vodka. Vodka turns me into a bit of the devil. I used to be called Nosala, which is Alison spelt backwards, because I used to just be a bit like... just a bit crazy.
It sounds like an Italian witch.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't drink a lot of vodka.
Slowly, she was casting a spell. Nosala knew the end was near.
That's how. But yeah.
What kind of drunk are you?
I think I'm fun if you're in my group.
Right.
If you're not in my group, I can be probably fucking annoying.
I'm a happy drunk.
Are you?
I'll have that conversation.
But you're like a loved up drunk. So if you see someone, you not.
I want to hug him.
But you're like.
Yeah, I'm like I love everyone when I'm drunk. Some members of my family are aggressive.
Oh,
like
no, I'm not
aggressive. Like there'll be fights. There'll be a lot. Like it is a lot.
If you do something to someone in my group at the time when I'm drinking, I might turn aggressive, but I'm not out to get anyone.
Yeah.
And I'm not out to argue. I hate arguing when I'm drunk because it just doesn't get anywhere ever.
Yeah.
You're just going around and around in circles. There's nothing worse than a drunken argument, I feel like.
Well, to me, drinking is fun. It's supposed to be fun. I don't lean on it as a crutch or anything like that. It's just like, I've built such a life around it that it's supposed to be, a fun getaway.
It is.
However, when you drink 3 nights a week and you're constantly hungover, you're like, maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I am drinking far beyond the point where I'm supposed to be. And then I get really scared. And then I stop doing it for a little while. But I think, 2022, I drank more than I've drank in a long time.
Well, even during lockdown and everything. Did you drink a lot during lockdown?
I drank a lot in lockdown, yeah. But I stopped halfway through because I put on about, oh my God, easily about 2.5 stone.
Mark thinks that he is bigger than what he actually is. He goes, I need to lose weight. And honestly, you've never got to the point where I go, oh my God, you just find it in yourself and you're like, oh my God, I hate myself, but it's not.
No, I don't hate myself.
No, but even earlier today, you're like, oh, I need to. No, you don't.
Well, if I put it into clothes. If I can't fasten something, I'm like, okay. But it's usually like on the cusp of I know that I've been out. It's not just the drink. It's when you're drunk. It makes me so hungry.
Yeah.
So I eat
whatever you want.
Everything. I don't think about it. I don't, and I can eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and I don't remember half the things that I've eaten. So I'm just a bit like.
But the worst thing is when you're drinking, because the first thing you want is like a kebab or fast food. It's never like, I really want a salad. I really want quinoa. No.
I'd love a quinoa.
I want a falafel.
I'm so drunk, but I want quinoa.
Even vegetarians, all of a sudden when they're drunk, they're not a vegetarian anymore. They want like muck nuggets.
Muck nuggets.
From like McDonald's and stuff. So yeah, it does change you as a person.
Yeah. What kind of places do you go to when you're out?
I
feel like we're on a date right now.
I know. Yes.
I'm like, so, babes, I love your top.
Well, thank you.
What kind of places do you like to go out? Like,
well, as
like
I say,
hang out?
I like a festival. I would drink a lot at a festival. A lot. I could drink over a bottle of alcohol, a bottle of spirits.
And you take your own in?
Yeah, I do. I've got ways. I'm not gonna say because I don't want bouncers to be watching this and then
I listen to your podcast. Let me check.
No, there's things that you can buy on Amazon that's very good for women's underwear, and it's very easy to sneak things in.
Really?
I walk in.
Who wants to drink vodka from your pants?
No, not from the pants, from other areas. So I put it this way.
I could taste your fanny on this bottle.
I walk into a festival and I have got like double D boobs. And as the evening goes on, I turn into my pathetic C. So, but that's how I get. And also in festivals, you're waiting so long to get a drink. You're literally queuing up, and I just can't bother with it. I'd rather just go to an ice cream van, get my bottle of Sprite, and then I can sort myself out. And when you've got a drink, I can't dance with a drink because it's just going to go everywhere. When I've got a bottle, I can dance, and it's not going everywhere because I just don't care sometimes, and it would just go everywhere.
I've never really been a festival person.
I need to take you to a festival.
I think I've been to.
Yeah, but you haven't gone to a festival with me. You've gone to like random ones.
But I've been out with you.
Yes, and you enjoy it.
Yeah, but it
there's
goes to the left sometimes.
No. Do you like Rudimental?
No. Oh yeah, but yeah.
Rudimental's playing. Oh, I'm tagging a festival this summer, but there's this thing that I go to every year called. Bro, thank you, South Eastern Festival, if you want to sponsor me. But
have you got tickets?
No, not yet. But it's South Eastern Festival in Crystal Palace Park, and they do different things every year. So I've seen, what have I seen? Jungle. I've seen Dizzy Rascal, Kano, and this year they've got Rudimental. They've also got who's the Gallagher.
Liam.
No, is it Noel Gallagher?
Liam has got a solo career.
I think then Liam Gallagher's also playing in. I think it's Liam Gallagher playing in South Eastern Festival.
You don't know your Gallaghers, darling.
I've never been. Let me just cheekily look, because I don't want to false advertise Noel Gallagher being in Crystal Palace. Right, yeah, Noel Gallagher and the High Flying Birds. Then you got Rudimental and David
Who's that?
Rodigan. I don't know, David Rodigan.
Craig David.
And there's First Aid Kit, which I never heard of, and Craig David. But yeah, Noel Gallagher's playing in Crystal Palace. So yeah. But I like a festival.
When you're drunk, I mean, when you were single and drunk, did you have a lot of one night stands?
Not really.
No.
Not saying that I never had any, but I not.
It wasn't your thing.
No, really not.
I was such a slag.
Gay world is, I think, is a bit different than the straight world.
It is, you know. You got.
I think you were the one that told me, like, when you see a man and a woman, you see how like hungry the men are.
Yeah.
And if you had a man and a man, it's even more hungrier. Cause
Yeah.
You both got that testosterone. And
Yeah.
You both like acted like rabbits more.
Yeah, exactly. I always think that. I don't know what the people will say, but when you get two of the same.
But don't you ever get worried that that your other half might cheat on you or something because you can't? Sometimes the urges are a bit much.
No, because it's not a case of two hungry gays. It's more of a case of if you get two people who are not willing to commit to one person. So if you get two of that the same, then it's going to be
carnage.
But
then sometimes they've been in a long relationship and they still cheat.
Yeah, but I mean,
we know people that have been in relationships that are gay and they've been in a while and they've cheated.
Yeah, well, they're individuals though, and sometimes you're like, okay, you do you, babes. I'm not getting involved with that, you know. And some people just can't keep it
in their pants.
In their panties, but you know.
So you've had a lot of one night stands.
Mainly drunk.
Can you think of a number?
No, and I would never do that
specify.
Either. Never. I think I had.
1 minute, can I just ask one question?
What?
Is it below 100?
Oh,
or above 100?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay, fine. I just thought I'd let you.
I'll tell you later.
Well, for him not answering that,
I would never disclose any kind of number. I don't think it's like a major number, but I wouldn't want people to think of me as a hoe, you know what I'm saying?
Someone's a bit scared.
No, I just, you know, when you're drunk, all your inhibitions go. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I've woke up in some situations before. For instance, right, so me and my best mate, Alan, when we went out, it was carnage. He was like, we went out once and we were in the Ritz in Manchester and it was like Poptastic, which was kind of a night. We downed a bottle of, I think it was Lamborghini.
Close.
And then we ended up at this club. I'd met this guy, ended up going back to his, and woke up the next day. I couldn't find my Primark undies.
Damn it.
I think they went down the side of the bed, to be fair, but you know, there was
kept them
somewhere.
for later.
Yeah, but as I was leaving, I woke up and I was 4 hours late for work, and I was a manager. Yeah, I was phoning up Alan. I was like, "You need to come and pick me up." So he picked me up in his car, and so obviously he went home. But before I was leaving, I said to this guy, I was like, "Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. It was nice to meet you, Steve." And he went, "It's Michael." I was like, fuck. And and when I got to work, even though I was 4 hours late for work, I was still drunk. Can you believe it? And the day after, I handed in my notice because I thought it's going to get worse from here on out. But I was at the reason why I was like going out so much because I really didn't want to be there. So when you're raving, like sometimes like, I just don't care. And so going into work drunk, I was like, I'm gonna fucking leave. But I left, and then I went to work in that bar, Crow Piccadilly in Manchester, and became even more of a hoe.
Don't stop as you mean to go on. Do you know what I mean?
But do you not think though, drinking is a part of your social circle? For instance, like all my friends, if I say I'm not drinking, I don't hear from anyone. I don't. They're like, I stopped drinking once for 10 months. And it was a challenge. I wanted to do it to see if I could stop. And it was first it was dry January, and it went on and it went on and it went on. And then I just noticed nobody wanted to invite me out.
It all depends on the situation, isn't it? If they involved their whole life around alcohol, you're not going to be involved in it.
No, but I involved them into my life, and it was all about the alcohol. But it's really hard not to drink.
Yeah, especially in a social circle. Because
Yeah.
everyone will be like, oh, go on.
Yeah.
Go on, have a drink. Go on.
Yeah, for instance, like I wasn't going to drink today. And then you roll up with a bottle of pink gin, like just to ease it up, you know.
Well, you need it for a podcast.
Wow.
Gets you into it.
I don't want to be I don't want to be pissed on every podcast because obviously, you know, this is us being fun. Friends chatting, but like, you know,
as the
when we
time
get
goes
guests
on.
on, like not everybody is going to drink. But this is specifically a drunken
Well, we're talking about alcohol with this podcast, so we've got to try out the goods. You know?
I mean, it's a lot easier. So, for instance, when you're going on a first date, unless you specifically go for a coffee date, it's going to be in the daytime, isn't it? If it's at night time, you're like, oh, shall we have a Coca-Cola?
No.
You don't really ease up, do you?
No. When me and Michael first met, the first thing we did was go for a drink.
Yeah.
And then go drink all the rest of the night. I think you just loosen up a bit when you drink.
Yeah.
Because you're so nervous about the date.
And what they think of you.
Yeah, it kind of like cuts through all that tension and
Yeah.
nerves and everything. Sometimes you need it.
I had this date once where we decided to meet for a coffee, and we had a good time. We had about 2 coffees, and then we realised it actually really got on. When we got on, like, do you want to go for something a bit stronger? Yeah, cool. That was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we stayed out till 2 o'clock.
It was obviously a very good date.
It was. I did date him for a little while, to be fair, but he was a drinker as well. But he was. I'd say he was more of a drinker than I was. Like he was like, let's
Bang on it.
yeah, like bottles of red, and it was a good date, and we did date for a while. But every date we were absolutely sloshed.
And sometimes that's not always good. It depends
No.
on what kind of drunk they are as well. If they're a happy drunk, then it's all
He
right,
was
but-
he was a good drunk. He was very well spoken, talked like that. Bit. He was from money, but he was adventurous. He was exciting, but he was more adventurous when he was drunk.
So you needed that encouragement.
He needed it, but he liked champagne as well. He was like, champagne.
I'll be like, yes.
I was his dirty bit on the side.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. I never met his parents or anything. I think I dated him for like 4 months. And you could tell there was a major difference. Excuse me.
I think that was because his parents didn't know that he was gay, or
No, they knew he was gay, but they just didn't. I was not of that caliber. Peasantry.
northern.
Oh, I see you've got a PA. It was like that. It was kind of like we went out. I was his dirty little secret, basically, without being a dirty little secret. But he probably drank. He probably acted a certain way with me that he would never act away in his
Someone
parents. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
His real self.
His authentic self.
Right.
As soon as you take alcohol out of it,
Boring.
yeah.
When I was looking for someone before I met Michael, I was looking for someone that didn't drink every weekend.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I wanted. I didn't want someone to be drinking on Friday and then not coming home until a Monday.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I wanted. Because I've been with people in the past that had drink and they weren't the best at being drunk. So I just wanted to kind of avoid that a bit. So
I dated this one guy, and he used to get drunk and then come to mine after.
booty call.
Yeah, it was literally. We dated, and it was literally, I'm going out tonight. I'm not. Okay, cool. I'll call you later. And he would get in. He would come to mine, and he would like, and be fucking bouncing off the walls. I thought, I don't actually want this. I don't want that.
No.
No.
If you're going to get drunk, just stay out. You don't have to come back in and be all over the place, and you're just thinking, oh, I'll just go away. Like,
Well, I'm dating someone at the moment who is teetotal.
but that's good.
Yeah, it's really
I feel
good.
like you have to go out of your way to try and find things that are going to be entertaining for you both that doesn't involve alcohol.
Yeah.
And there's quite a lot of things to do that you actually don't need alcohol for.
Yeah.
So it's good to you actually get to know each other more.
But when you're with friends, it's different. When you're with a partner, it's different as well. Like for your birthday, for instance, we were on that rooftop. We were on a rooftop in London. The sun was shining.
It's really good.
It was so good. But you could tell that you're different with your boyfriend there than not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you do different things when you're drunk with your boyfriend.
Well, I feel like I'm mother hen in a sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm having to look after. I feel like with Michael, he gets drunker a lot quicker than I do.
Right.
That's probably why you end up turning to mum rather than enjoying.
Yeah. I
So-
think when you have a partner who doesn't drink as much, has an off switch, it levels you out. Like, should we go home? Yeah, let's go home. You're more likely to say yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you're single, you're like, and their partners are trying like, oh, should we go home? Like, don't you dare go home. We've got shots on the way.
Yeah, and I'd rather, after a night, I just want to go home and chill. I feel like I've got to that age now where I don't want to go out
You're
afterwards.
30 years old.
I know, but I just want to be able to go home, like, especially if I'm with Michael. Like, after we've had, like, a nice meal, I don't want to go out clubbing after. I just
Yeah,
wanna be
because
able
you're
to
date
just-
nighting it.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
mean-
But even when I went for a meal with Michael yesterday, afterwards he was like, right, should we go to
Should we get on
a
it?
club? And I was just like, not particularly.
I mean, who goes to?
wanna
I mean,
chill.
I wouldn't. I've never been to a club with my partner.
No, it's
No,
not. It's not something
it's not
you
the
would take
same.
with your partner. Like, that's for going out with like the boys or the girls, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, some people I know. Some are in the barbershop. I know some people who they go clubbing together, but they're usually getting on it. Do you know what I mean? They're probably, but that's the way of life that they've become accustomed to. But I think for me, I don't want to go clubbing per se, unless the end of the night was going and none of us wanted to go home. Right, so I'm going to change the subject. Before I do, let's all cheers because we are a little bit tipsy.
Woo!
Cheers. We've got no eyes, but these black cubes ain't doing shit.
They just look like I've dropped a stone in my drink.
Like you've done a poo. You know when you have like a dehydrated poo?
Well, mine's never like that, so I don't know.
You've never come out in little like Maltesers once, ever?
No, never
you've,
black.
You've never done a Malteser poo?
I don't. Well, but not a black. Anyway.
You've not lived?
So anyway, I've got a cocktail named after me.
Oh.
Yes. So a girl that we used to work with, Christina,
Yeah.
aka Canada.
Yeah.
She moved back to Canada,
Yeah.
but before she did that, she went to Thailand and did some bartender course, and she went back to a cocktail bar in Canada and made it. It was called a Cheeky Bird, and that was named after me. You see.
Wait.
And she told me about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was in her cocktail list, and she made the Cheeky Bird, and it was an Alison cocktail.
I wonder, that's quite nice actually. I wonder what would be named after me.
A lot of things, I think.
A fucking whore.
A joke book. No, I would
Slut
say,
box.
No, what would I would say like a wig for Brenda's wig, or like
a wig?
particular jumper.
Oh no, you can't. Can I have 2 Negroni and the wig, please?
Yeah, but would you want to be named after a cocktail?
I'll have a little mank, please. Ooh.
Oh, little mank.
A
But
little
what,
mank.
what would a little mank have in it?
Definitely gin.
Yeah.
Um,
What, normal gin or flavoured?
I don't know. I don't really know how to make like cocktails.
Apparently, you need 3 ingredients to make a cocktail. So literally a vodka, orange and ice would be a cocktail. It's ridiculous.
No.
But you can do whatever you want, but it needs to be 3 ingredients and more.
Oh, I don't know. A little mank would be good. I'll have a little mank.
So what would the spirit... Does it have to be gin?
No, but I don't really know what goes well together. Do you like brandy? Whiskey.
If I have to. I like an old-fashioned now and again, but I couldn't drink that all night.
Oh, an old-fashioned with...
Blood orange.
Blood orange old-fashioned.
I didn't mind that.
Yeah, that was good. That's because it tasted of blood orange, didn't it?
Do you know what? One of the customers I had in Flatiron was Johnny Vaughan, and Johnny Vaughan ordered a few of the blood orange old fashions.
I served Johnny Vaughan.
Did you?
Yeah.
And there was another thing. I served Tara Palmer Tompkinson, and
she
came,
died as well?
Yeah, she died like about 4 or 5 years ago now.
Loved you. She died not long after she came in.
Yeah, honestly, I was in my element. That she remembered my name. She was telling me that she was with this guy, sitting at a table because he had loads of money, and she just wanted to have a nice dining experience. Honestly, she was great.
But she was dressed like she had the immaculate suit on, and the guy that was with her was like looked like he was going to a gig.
But he you could see he had money.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, she loved you, and you kept going, she knows my name.
And then I saw the main celebrity that I was so happy with was Tracy Beaker, because she was like my idol from like probably about 10 onwards, and then all of a sudden she walked through the door, and we worked with a girl called Claire,
yeah,
and she was part of the CBBC. She did like a random like
and she was
TV
program.
program.
She was a bit embarrassed that she was waitressing.
A bit embarrassed.
She
I'd never seen her. So we saw Tracy Beaker. I went, oh my God, Tracy Beaker's here. And she just fell to the floor.
She ran upstairs.
No, she fell to the floor, first of all, to hide from her while she walked past her. Because apparently, honestly, it was surreal. Because I loved Tracy Beaker, and there was a bloke in Tracy Beaker called Lowell, and he was like part of the care kids, and apparently Tracy Beaker and Claire both fancied Lowell.
So there was a bit of competition there.
Yes, and I think that I can't remember if it was one of them got him, so the other one was very it must have been Claire, because otherwise she wouldn't have been so scared. But honestly, that was one of the most surreal moments of my life, that I've been with someone that hates Tracy Beaker in real life.
I don't think she hated it.
She hid from her.
Well, she hid from her. I think it was that thing when you've been like in the acting industry, and then you're in between jobs.
Well,
yeah.
how bad is that you've been from like CBBC to being a waitress?
No, but it's not that bad. But it's more to do with like that's the acting world. That's what happens all the time. Even Drew Barrymore was after E.T. She was working in a diner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's how she met Cameron Diaz, because Cameron Diaz was eating at the diner, and they became friends because Cameron Diaz was so nice to her. So you do have those.
They're still friends now.
They're best friends now. So you do have. I mean, I don't speak to her, but I still see Claire on social media. No, me and Drew Barrymore kind of parted our ways.
You would love to.
I am.
That would be probably your first celebrity that you'd like to.
Oh, 100%. I love her.
You always talk. You said that was it me?
Yeah, you do remind me of her a little bit.
I didn't want to say it then.
No,
it's
all right.
No, girl, no.
No, you do.
Like,
There is a little bit sometimes. You are a bit Drewish. I don't think you don't have the same temperament.
Well, you also
sometimes...
said that I look like Janine Butcher, so I don't.
I also said that you look like Martine McCutcheon as well.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know how I don't know if that's.
It's true. Case. They all kind of look similar. Maybe not so much Drew Barrymore, but sometimes I get a little bit.
Maybe
more.
It's the high cheekbones. That's all I can think.
You have got good cheekbones.
But I don't think. Whenever I tell anyone else, my mum thinks I looked a bit like Janine. And
mum knows best.
But whenever I tell Michael, but especially when Janine was on EastEnders recently, I'd be like, they think I look like her, and he'd be like, no. But so it all depends.
You think Michael looks like Danny Dyer?
I do a little bit, yeah.
I don't see it.
I do. It makes me happy. I just wanted my own. I always said to myself, I either want a Cockney bloke or I want an Irish bloke. And I got my Cockney Danny Dyer.
You got your Cockney geezer.
Well, he lives. He's originally from Sidcup, but it's still southeast. So that would do. So I can do with that.
It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Right, listen. I'm pissed.
I'm pissed.
So we are going to wrap this party up because it could go on and on and on. And I'll be getting the shots of whiskey out. And we don't want that.
No,
We don't want that.
no.
So thanks for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe, follow on all of our platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, iTunes.
Just subscribe.
Just do it. It's Mark Massett. You know the drill.
And turn on the post notification bells as well.
You know what I mean? So I've been Mark Massett.
I've been Alison Monroe.
He's been John Maltby. And we are going home.
Woo!
Bye.
Bye.